Hello, I'm Neil Dealey, co-founder and partner of Architects and Urban Planners Metropolitan Workshop. Welcome to Reshaped, a podcast series to mark our 15th year and to record perspectives on how the built environment is changing and needs to change in this historic moment. We asked leading thinkers and doers to respond to issues highlighted by the pandemic while we're in the throes of change, and memories and perspectives are fresh. Has the door opened to a new era? We think so. London's diversity is one of its great strengths, but the coronavirus pandemic has also highlighted deep inequalities of health and access to good housing and green space, for example. At the same time, the recent Me Too and Black Lives Matter movements has highlighted our awareness for the need to focus on positive action and alleviate the inequalities that persist within our major cities. Mayor of Newham, Rokhsana Fiaz, OBE, has lived in London's East End all her life. She was elected as a Labour councillor for Custom House Ward in 2014. Then, in May 2018, she became the first directly elected female mayor of London Borough. We asked Mayor Fiaz, how can we use design to make the most of our city's diversity?
Hello, I'm Rokhsana Fiaz and I'm the Mayor of Newham. Diversity in design and principles of inclusivity have been a key feature of my administration's focus since I stepped into office back in May 2018, and I was absolutely committed to ensuring that those core principles of co-production and co-design were very much part of the new administration's people at the heart of everything that we do mantra. And for me, diversity and inclusivity in design is profoundly important because we can't just accept, areas and placemaking being about the physicality or geographic areas. It's about fundamentally people, and people need to be part of shaping visions of their local neighbourhoods, and they need to be also involved in the high design process. It's part of a wider agenda of participatory democracy that we embarked on when I became mayor, and it, involves a whole raft of different spaces through which we deploy co-production and co-design. So we do it within the realm of regeneration, within the realm of environment. So we've set up resident reference groups relating to fly tipping. We've established, a whole series of citizen assemblies across all of our 8 neighbourhoods where residents, are able to determine projects to help improve public realm in their locality. And it's about ensuring that we are giving voice and a platform for those hard to hear voices to finally be heard. But it's challenging and it is hard. It's not an easy process, particularly when you don't have that inbuilt organisational aptitude or capability or infrastructure. You can't assume a one-size-fits-all methodology. You need to have clarity of your co-design, co-production framework and approach, but ensure that it has that flexibility and is agile enough to adapt to specific hyperlocal contexts that take into account localised histories that may not necessarily be the same in one part of the borough to another. But it's also an important method through which you're enhancing resident literacy about the dilemmas and the challenges that we as an institution, as a council, as a local planning authority that has made it very clear that we're intent on using our land bank that we have. We have enough land to build some 36,000 homes. We are amongst the largest landowners in the country. We have pivoted our housing delivery company, now known as Popular Living, and we're taking a real big, significant financial stake in being the principal primary sort of master planner, but we're more importantly conveying a sense that we're doing this as both custodians on behalf of our residents, but in collaboration with our residents. And that needs to kind of be part of the conversation and the method that's deployed, that it needs to be a process that enables people to learn, to be educated, not just about sort of, the planning process, what it means to, be pursuing a master planning program, but actually some of those core fundamentals around viability, how we are challenged as a local authority because we'll be, invariably borrowing billions of pounds, and what that exposes us to, issues around governance, good governance, making sure that there's an honest and frank conversation. Not everything that's put on the table can be had, but how do you facilitate a appropriately shared conversation where people feel they have a real stake? And that's certainly been something that I have found very enriching and beautiful in the context of the Carpenters Estate. And it's one of the regeneration programmes, notwithstanding the day-to-day stuff that I have to do as Mayor of Newham. As a portfolio lead, I've been absolutely committed in doing a lot of the heavy lifting from the outset. So in November 2018, we announced that we were going to ditch the joint venture proposition and plan that my predecessor and the previous administration had in mind. And we were going to do this as a council in collaboration with our resident community. And this was a resident community that had been messed around for the best part of 15 years, was very, very mistrustful. So it's really important for me personally to, be seen to be leading from the front, but also not in a hierarchical way, but in a genuine, authentic way. What's been very interesting for me in the context of COVID-19 and what that brought to the surface around both health inequality, but also the risks and vulnerabilities being exposed for those sections of our community that live in places of high density or live in households where there's no access to gardens. That human experience and that human need needs to be very much evoked in any response going forward. Here in Newham, I know that the recovery strategy fundamentally sort of challenges our ideas and notions of urban living. And that's the reason why, in addition to placing the health, well-being and happiness at the centre of our recovery approach, and that will be the basis on which we measure our success, both our economic success and our success as a community. It's about ensuring that we evoke the spirit of the 15-minute neighbourhood, where we're enabling people to work and live safely in their neighbourhoods, where they can access their essentials without having to be exposed to the dilemma of travelling into the town centre where they may well be at risk of contracting COVID-19.
That was Mayor Rokhsana Fiaz of Newham. She believes people need to be at the heart of shaping their neighbourhoods and other aspects of their lives. She sees involving people as a way to improve something very dear to us all, participatory democracy. So much so that she is extending that participation to the way Newham Council designs and delivers some of its services. Finding those hard-to-hear voices and giving local communities much more say in how we improve opportunity and reduce inequality could herald a powerful change in the way we organise society to tackle the challenges we face, not least in the built environment. You can listen to other podcasts in the Reshape series at all the major providers, or go to our website, metwork.co.uk. Series directed by Lee Mallet, produced by David Michon and Justina Green, recorded and edited by Sean Crook.